Good day, good day, good day, folks. See that we're here, ready for another roll reveal. This one should be either really exciting or really a bust. 69S rolls are quite well known for coming up with absolutely nothing, but they're also quite well known for coming up with some really good stuff. So we'll see what happens. This is a 1969S original bank wrapped roll. The Bank of America. It's nicely sealed on both ends. Coins look pretty nice. So I'm going to go ahead and pop the roll open. Get our flips in place here. There we go. Got everything in the bag. Everything's ready to go except the roll isn't open yet, so we're going to do that right now. Here we go. Finally got it pried open. Get our coins out. What do we see here? Yeah, they're pretty nice coins. Uh-oh. There's one in there that's not. This is a bank wrapped roll. You saw me open it. So we'll just see what happens. And the first one in the roll is going to be Mr. Wild Bill. Wild Bill will get this coin right here. Does not appear to be an RPM. Not a double die. Let's look at the reverse here. Not known for double die reverses, but it never hurts to look. Alright, got nothing going on here. That's coin number 1 for the roll. And Wild Bill gets this one. On to coin number 2. Coin number 2 will go to, oh, Wild Bill. Why not? Coin number 2 for Wild Bill. And nothing for doubling on the date or mint mark area. Nice flashy coin though. It's got a lot of luster. Nothing on the obverse. And nothing on the reverse. So that's 2 coins now. 2 coins down, Wild Bill. Next coin in the roll goes to Surreg. There's a lot of machine doubling, 1969S. It's one of those issues that you're going to see. It's like the top of the 9 right there. That's machine doubling. You see how thin the top of the 9 is? And if you add the doubling to the primary, you get the thickness of the normal. That is a good sign of machine doubling. This is just a really bright coin. See what I have on the reverse here. Also looking for a counterclash on the reverse. Counterclash on the reverse would mean a $100 plus coin. So it's not all about hub doubling. Not always. We've got at least 5 or 6 different RPMs to look for. We've got at least 3 different double die obverses to look for. One of them, of course, much nicer than the others. There's another case of machine doubling. You can see this is another rule of machine doubling. If you can see it on the date, which you can on the 969 here, and if you can also see it on the mint mark, which you do here, for any coin dated before 1990, you've definitely got machine doubling. And the reason 1990 and thereafter don't count on that rule is because the mint mark and the date were hubbed into the dies at the same time, because they were on the working hub. But prior to that, the mint marks were punched into the individual dies by hand, which means not only is their position going to be different from die to die, but the doubling would have been created at a completely different stage in the process between an RPM or a double die. So if you see it together, you know it happened in the striking chamber with a malfunction in the strike. I don't know about where the 69S double die was originally discovered. I do believe it was in California, though. And I think it was discovered, I'm sure it was discovered in 1969, as was a counterfeit double die, believe it or not, 1969 Philadelphia mint. That 1969 Philadelphia mint woke up the Secret Service. They decided to confiscate all the cases that they could find, and they were confiscating both that fake Philadelphia mint double die, and they were also confiscating genuine 1969 S double dies. The confiscation of the S double dies was never remediated, so whomever had one and the Secret Service got a hold of it, they never got it back. I believe the coins they found were all destroyed. So who knows how many of the real 1969 double dies were actually 1969 S double dies were actually confiscated and destroyed by the U.S. Mint before any collectors had a chance to get their hands on them. See, once again, you have machine doubling on the 1, the 9, and the S. Just a little tiny bit on the 6. There it is on the nose and on the upper lip. Yeah, on the eye. It's all machine doubling. Very, very common on 1969 S Lincoln Cents, which is a big problem because everyone looking for the double die, every beginner looking for the double die walks in and sees something like this and they say, oh, well, there's the double die. Wow, that's cool. Yeah, no, it's not. Not a double die. No premium value. Very, very, very common. Nothing yet, Paul Hampton. We're working on it. We're getting there. Well, Bill's third coin gone at coin number 6. It's hard to believe, almost. Joe McBride. Joe McBride comes up next at coin number 7. This is the one that I was looking at when I first opened the roll. There's a couple of coins like this in this roll, and I'll just refund these spots. A 62D got in the middle of our, and this happens when the Fed or the bank is wrapping coins and they get done with a wrap and then they throw a brand new bag in, and what they got done with, there were a few coins left in the hopper, and then they go to wrap a brand new bag, a 1969 bag of coins, and these leftover coins shoot out and go into the rolls. So there's always a chance you're going to come up with something like this. And Jeff Dunn, I'm going to give you credit for another $3 spot. I'm going to go ahead and give this coin to you too. You can do whatever with it you please. But I'll give you credit for a $3 spot. Was that? No, it wasn't Jeff Dunn. It was Joe McBride. Joe McBride. Sorry. I'll get credit for a $3 spot. Now Jeff Dunn. I had Jeff Dunn's name laying on the bag. This is Jeff Dunn's coin. Well, there's a 69 Philadelphia. Not that we came here to open a 69 Philadelphia roll, but we did get a 69 Philadelphia coin. Either that or it's an S with a completely filled in mint mark. All right, well, Jeff Dunn, same goes for you. I will give you a credit for a $3 spot in a future roll, because this one is not a completely solid bank wrapped roll. Couldn't have known that until we did it. Yep, that's a 69 no-S. It's a extremely rare error worth $20 million. We can all retire now. I'm going to have to write these down. Actually, I'll go back through the roll and I'll just email everyone who received a non-1969S Lincoln Cent in here. Pammy J. That one looks like a 69S, and a nice clean one too. Oh, it is. It's got a little bit of machine doubling. Right there on the TY. You see it pretty strong there on the TY. That's machine doubling. Well, yeah, but Jeff's going to retire. But did I ever make mention that I said that in these roll hunts, if we come up with a coin that's worth $1,000 or more, I get a 10% kickback? I never said that. Well, I meant to. Yeah, it's in the fine print. At least you could do a 10% kickback, right? $20 million. What would that be? 10%. Is that two? That's $2 million. That's probably enough. Oh, of course, finder's fee. That's what we do in this industry, right? Dennis Paulson. Dennis Paulson's going to get... Oh, this one's almost... Wow, this one's cute. This one's almost proof-like. And it's a 69D. I am not sure exactly what's going on here, but I do believe a hopper full of change got mixed in with a brand new bag of coins. But man, this thing's near proof-like. It's a really nice looking coin. I mean, we're talking something with mirror fields. Nice mirror fields. But it is a 69D, so you'll get a $3 credit. Not a double die. Check this out. See if we can see this. Look at that luster. See if I can get this to... It's not going to focus. Look at that. That looks proof. It's a proof like 1969D. Rim die clash on reverse. Rim die clash. Now this is a very slightly misaligned die. It's very common. These happen all the time. I don't even pay attention to them. I didn't even notice it. Gradable? Yeah, I'm going to say no. It'll come out a 65 red, but a 65 red and a 69D is not worth the effort to grade it. Unless you can have someone put proof-like on it. If you can have them put proof-like on it, then it's probably worth it. Alright, so that's going to go to Dennis Paulson. He's going to get a $3 credit. You get a credit, and you get a credit, and you get a credit. Jeez. Okay, now back to the 69S. That's machine doubling on the mint mark. You can also see it on the date. So it is a relative. Being that it's related, then it's definitely machine doubling. I mean, if we didn't have anything else and we had a little split on the curve of the S mint mark, I'd be wanting to look at it a little bit closer to see and make sure. But the way it is, I can tell you it's not. Alright, this one goes to Jim Fletcher. Like coin number 11 for the roll. Now on to coin number 12. Coin number 12 will go to John Brandon Bow. And John Brandon Bow gets this 1969 S Lincoln Cent. Can't really be sure in this roll that you're even going to pull a 69S out next. Got some die cracks on it. Yeah, the problem with the machine doubling, people buying the machine doubling, eventually they learn that it's really, really common and they completely wasted their money on it. And I don't like to be on the receiving end of the criticism for selling something that isn't worth anywhere near what it sold for and still collecting money. Without conscious knowledge that something isn't what you're reporting it to be, you just need more education. But if you're selling something and you're reporting it to be something completely different than it is, and you know it, you're just a crook. 64D. Yay, my 69S roll. Well, we've got nothing there. Let's take a look at the other side of this beautiful encrusted 1964D Lincoln Cent. And it's nothing, so Marshall's going to get a credit. Marshall gets a coin and a credit. And here we go for the next coin, Sureg. Just another 69D. It's a real sparkly coin. Nope, 69S. Really nice looking sparkly coin. Let's take a look at the luster on this one. Very nice shiny red coin. Got just a couple of spots here and there, but still a decent gem. That's coin number 14. That's going to go to Sureg. Hello, Pammy Jones. I'm pretty sure I just passed by a coin for you. Yeah, I did. Got a nice, pretty nice 69S. We've been having a little bit of an issue with demint coins and other years' coins coming out of this roll, so I'm just giving refunds back or offering refunds back or trade off for another position in a different roll. Check this one out. This is that 69D. I mean, it's real near what would look like a proof coin. It certainly shines nice enough to look like a proof coin. Man, that's just amazing. Very, very bright. What are you sorry about, Bill? You got nothing to be sorry about, bruh. You sent me an email and sent it to the wrong... No, you sent it to the right one. cd@coppercoins.com. That's me. If you're going to ask me about coins, if you're going to ask me about making a purchase or anything to that effect, that's the best email to send it to. The coppercoinspayments@gmail.com is strictly for people registering to bid with us. That's all it's for. So you did the right thing. All right, here we got the next coin. Now the next coin is... Let me zoom back out. There we go. Get this down just a little bit too much. There we go. Now I got to get it focused again. There. Oh, you sent it to the other email address? That's fine. We'll get it deleted. That's not a problem. I don't even check that email address unless it's close to auction day and we look in there for new registration. And that's all we use that email address for. So Don't send general inquiries, questions, or offers to purchase or anything else to coppercoinspayments@gmail.com. That's something that you'd need to send to cd@coppercoins.com. That's me. Oh, just sent it back to you? Okay. Well, I told her to do that because she does check that a little bit more often than I do. And when she goes in to check it, if she sees anything that's astray, she'll send it to me, let me know. Yo, man. Yo, man, go. Next. That's a nice looking 69S there. Nothing wrong with that. Taking a look around, I don't really see anything on the coin, so we're going to flip it over and take a look at the reverse and see what happened there. See if we get anything worth dealing with. Okay. Nothing there. Check this again real quick. Okay, nothing there. Got coin number 16 now. That's Yo Man. Number 17. Ding, ding. That's going to go to Pammy Jones. Another decent 69S. Let's take a look on the reverse, see what we come up with here. Just a couple of spots. Nothing more than that. Okay. And now Majestic. Majestic has a very nice streak of home runs. He's been learning a lot lately, and he keeps his bat down. Good, nice, solid swing. And fouled away. And 2-2 the count. Next pitch. Nice swing. Base hit. Right field. That will advance our runner to second. So our runner's on first and second now. The dreams. We're going to talk about the dreams. Okay. Well, I had a dream one time after being told a true story. The true story is that there is a river somewhere near Joplin, Missouri, along which was an amusement park at one time. From my understanding, they had all of the typical rides that you would have in the 1880s, 1890s. Oof, spots. I hate spots. In this amusement park. Well, it had a wagon road to get access to it from another main road. But when they paved the main roads and they changed things around a little bit, this place closed down by like 1921, 22, somewhere in there. So when it shut down, they just shut it down. And for those who actually know where this land is, they know it's accessible by river only. So you actually have to get in a kayak, a boat, canoe, something, and paddle to this place along this river. But when you stop, you've got sandbars, a field, some light forestation, things like that in the area where that amusement park was. One time, my uncle kind of tickled my tummy with the idea of going up there and doing some metal detecting. We'd have to get in a canoe and paddle to the place and use GPS to find it and figure out exactly where it was. But I don't know how many people have ever hunted it, if anyone. Well, anyhow, I had a dream that we did that. Got in our boats. We went up to this land that had been an amusement park. And he gets out of the boat and gets his detector strapped on, gets his earphones on, and starts heading off into the field to go hunt. Well, I step out of the boat and I get my detector out, and I'm working on trying to ground balance the detector, and I'm ground balancing right over a signal. Well, that's kind of weird. I'm right there on the gravel bar right at the side of the river trying to ground balance my detector, and I get what I think is a hit because it won't balance out right. It's because I'm sitting right over a signal. So I dig my signal, and lo and behold, it was a nice barber quarter. I thought, well, this is kind of cool. Got a barber quarter, didn't even try. So I was digging the hole for the barber quarter, Mercury dime came around. And I thought, well, that's awesome. A Mercury dime in the same hole. Jeez. That's a 69 plain, and it's got a stain. That's definitely a refund coin. A refund to matting. I'll probably just go ahead and do another 69S roll, and I will just give all of those people free spots in the next 69S roll. As you got into this wanting a 69S, well, you're going to get a 69S. So we can do it that way. So then I checked the rest of my hole, and there's nothing really in the hole. Got 2 or 3 coins out of that hole, and that was kind of cool because, well, here we are at the riverbank. That would probably be a good place to kind of cool off in the midsummer back in the early 1900s when this amusement park was doing its thing. So I make sure that my hole is nice and covered. And then I start swinging, moving on down the bank, and I get another hit. Only this time the signal's really big. It covers a wide expanse, and I'm thinking, there might be something buried here, like something big. Like, not like treasure, though. I was thinking more like, the frame of a car or something. So I start digging in the center of the signal. I get about 6 inches down, and I start running into old wheat pennies, buffalo nickels, V nickels, barber dimes, and I'm not talking about 2, 3, 4, 5 coins. There were dozens of them scattered among the gravel and the dirt. Every time I would move a piece of gravel or move a piece of dirt, I'd see another coin. So I pull the canoe up and get a big bag out of the canoe and just start filling that big bag with coins. And I'm digging this hole, and the hole gets bigger. The bigger the hole gets, the more coins I find. The bigger the hole gets, the more coins I find. I'm finding barber quarters, I'm finding seated coins, I'm finding barber $half, seated $half, even a few Morgan dollars. About a half an hour in, I hadn't even been there a half hour, right? About a half hour in, Uncle comes around. He says, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm digging up a treasure trove." He said, "Really?" There's 69D. That's going to be another reject coin that we're going to do a new reveal on. So this one's going to have to be... So it's going to have to be this weekend. So I'm thinking I'm going to throw a reveal together on another 69S roll. Sometimes these 69S rolls don't work out quite exactly how you really wanted them to. It is what it is, though. we get what we get, and we just move on. So we're going to do another 69S roll. And for everyone who got not a 69S or got a 69S that's really yucky in this roll, you'll get a free spot in the next roll coming up. And so I'm digging, and pretty soon I'm up with a regular shovel. And Uncle's talking about going back up to the house to figure out how we're going to move all this stuff, because now we've got a problem with weight. We've got so many coins. There's a pile in the center of the canoe. And I'm thinking, well, this is going to be too heavy for the gravel bars and stuff we have to paddle over. So it was, I don't know, 3/4 to dark, and I'm still digging coins. Uncle's already gone back up to the place where the car was and just trying to figure out how to get the car down the shore. You can't do that. River's too deep, and there's too many woods and stuff that have grown up in the land. And so I'm still down there, and actually every time I scoop a shovelful, the deeper I get, I scoop a shovelful, and I'm really careful to try not to hit any coins, but it just doesn't happen. I'm hitting coins. Now I'm digging with my hands. I got gloves on. I'm digging with my hands, and it's basically like digging piles of coins out of this hole. And now the hole's, knee deep at least, probably even close to waist deep, and I'm still digging. Well, anybody who metal detects really knows that that's not necessarily going to be the case. You're not going to find a cache like that deep, generally. Usually what you're going to find are coins that are basically lost coins, and they're going to be up to a certain depth, and that's about it. Yes, this is a dream. It's a dream I had a few years back. And soon enough, it's dark outside. I mean, it's flat nighttime. Well, I don't want anybody else finding my spot, so I curl up and go to sleep there. Wake up the next morning, everything's still there. So I start digging again. Soon enough, Uncle comes back around the corner of the bend. He says, I think I got a solution. We'll just do this in multiple trips. I said, okay, that sounds fine. So he starts taking coins a bag or two at a time back down river and putting them in our vehicle and coming back and getting another bag, another couple of bags. And soon enough, he's got about half of it all collected, and the other half of it I've still got there. He comes back and he says, you know what? The wheel wells of the car are starting to get wonky with the tires, and I don't think we're going to be able to put a whole lot more weight in here. I said, what are we going to do with all these coins? I guess we have to leave them here for now. So the dream ends with me getting ready to leave the site, and as I'm getting ready to consider leaving the site, I start pulling up rolls worth of coins, and it just keeps, I mean, it's kind of like, the flood just keeps getting bigger and bigger. But I get my stuff done, I get ready to leave, and we take off. Well, we go back down shore to where the car's parked. I can't see it. We got one bag of coins with us because it was the last bag we could grab before it was nighttime, ready to go. We get up to where the car was. It's not there. The car had been stolen. We had no communication. So while we're up there looking around for the car, trying to figure out what to do with the car, or the fact that the car isn't there, we decide at last that we're going to go back down river, or go back up river and go stay at the site again, and get up the next morning and figure out what we're going to do. So we get back in the canoe and start paddling upriver to get back to the point where it was, and the current's a little bit tougher than it had been. So I go up the shore and notice everything looks different than it used to. Realize that we're in the middle of a flash flood. My little spot that I had found is underwater. It was on the bank of a nice, cool, running river that was probably no more than 40 feet across. And now it's almost like a lake. There's this torrent in the middle of basically what is a flooded, muddy ravine. And we're sitting there in our canoe with our one bag of coins that we've got. No car to get out. The additional coins were just kind of lost in the foray. So then as we're paddling around, we're looking for a place to camp because the little bank where I had slept the night before was underwater. We decided that we would canoe over to the other side and see if there was a better bank. And as we were headed over to the other side, you got it, canoe tipped over. Coins go down to the bottom, start washing away. There's a 69 plane. So we got 69 plane D and S all in this one roll. So Marshall's going to get a credit for that one too. So he's going to get a free coin in the next 69S roll that I do. It's going to be from a different source. I think I had 2 or 3 more rolls from this source. I'm just going to open those. We're going to dump those. Don't like running into this sort of thing, but hey, you can't help it. I mean, I had no idea what was inside the roll before I opened it. So we get over to the shore. We decide to, well, we finally get over to a shore. I don't know what that is, honestly. I'm going to have to zoom in on this one. It looks like another hook of an S coming out of the east side of the mint mark. No, that's not what that is. Nope, sorry. That's just a die gouge or a die scratch. So we find our way back out to the road. And we get to the road and we flag somebody down, take us into town. We get home, planning to go back out there to look for that spot again. But overnight the flood had washed everything around so much we couldn't find that spot again, and we never found it again. Even using GPS didn't help because the place where it all had been had washed downstream. Ball serif. There's only one type of S on 69S coins. This one would be, it would be considered the normal serif mint mark if it were one. But there's only one type of mint mark on 69S. Yeah, so pretty much everything went wrong, and I never ended up with my coins. But it was fun digging them up. Went from rags to riches back to rags. But it was all in a span of a couple of days, so it didn't really even have time to hit me that I was extremely rich, and then suddenly I wasn't. What looks funky? How about the mint mark? There's nothing funky about this mint mark. This mint mark is fine. It's got that little bulb thing down inside the lower part of the mint mark, but that's normal for 1969S. We'll see. No, all this happened probably inside of seconds. Your brain really screams when you're having a dream. It goes quick. Everything goes quick. I don't know how long the dream lasted. It could have been, 10, 20, 30 minutes. But I know it couldn't have been a really long dream because I woke up at normal time with my alarm clock. Yo, man. What seems like in real time is taking 30, 45 minutes can be less than a second in a dream. Because it's kind of like a movie. Everything flashes from one day to the next and whatnot. You don't ever have a dream about yourself sleeping. Because that would be a paradox. But you do have a dream about yourself going to bed, going to sleep, and then waking up. But you generally don't have a dream about a dream. And you generally don't have dreams about nothing. Another 69 plane. This is supposed to be a 69S mint roll. Not in there. I had another one time. This was a dream. I was going from my grandparents' house down at the lake up to the store. It's about a 2-mile walk. And I'd go up there and I'd get a soda or something like that. It's just something to do. Hiking around in the summertime on the lake roads. I started hiking up to the store, and I see a wadded up dollar bill in the ditch. I go over and I pick it up and unravel it, and it's a $5 bill. That's pretty cool. So I found $5. So I start going on up the hill. I see another $1. Well, I unfurl that, and that's a 20. So that's pretty cool. And I go on up just a little bit further, and I see 2 bills laying there, and there's a 1 and another 5. So now I'm thinking, well, somebody dumped a whole pocket full of money or something. I go up a little bit further, and there's a band that had held money together. It said 1,000 on it, but didn't have anything in it. See you around, Bill. Have a good day, sir. This roll seems to be a dud for RPMs or double dies, but we're going to check every coin just to be sure. And then all these ones that are not 1969S or R69S are in really, really bad condition. We're going to give you a free spot for each coin in a roll reveal that will come up on Sunday. I'll figure it out this afternoon, and I'll sell the spots for the remaining coins tomorrow. Gotta find my source roll first. So I keep going down the road. It wasn't very long before I saw what looked like a stack of money. So I go over and I pick up this stack of money, and it's a whole banded wad of $5 bills. That's kind of cool. Now see, here's what adds a little bit of credence to the dream. You're having a dream about finding wads of money. It should be hundreds or thousands or something like that. You know, like just a whole mess of money. But these were all low notes, so it just made it seem more real while it was happening. It was like, you know, this can't be a dream. If it was a dream, I'd be dreaming about $100 bills. But they weren't. That was the funny part about the whole thing. But get that wad of money, and I set it in my pocket. I go to move on. I can see the store now down the street. I get down the street, find 4, 5, 6 more wads of money. I'm thinking, man, something really happened for this much money to be laying on the side of the road. Oh, we're going to come up with a circulated coin next. So we've got another one that's going to get a credit. This is going to be Adam Chambers. It's going to get a credit for this guy, whatever this is. 63 plain. Wouldn't it be awesome if we found a really huge double die that was a different date in a 69S roll? And you got it for absolutely free because I told you were going to get a 69S coin. That's what I mean. Decided he's going to get a credit for this one. So I get down to the store, and I find the door in the store is wide open. I'm thinking, well, that's probably not a good thing. Wonder why the door is wide open. So I go inside and I call out for someone. Hello, anybody here? I call out a second time, a third time. I realize there's nobody in the store. This is one of those stores that has a house behind it, where the people who operate the store live in the house. So I leave there and I go back to knock on the door of the house and let them know the door is open, nobody's in the store. Well, I get back to the house, I knock on the door, nobody answers. I knock on the door a few more times, no response. So I open the front door, and I go in, I look around a little bit, living room, you know, one of those older houses with a stairwell right next to the front door. It goes up to the upstairs. But you got downstairs, you got all the common rooms. So I get to the back of the house where the kitchen is, turn, and I see two people dead on the floor. I start putting things together. This must be a serious thing, like a homicide, and the money I have probably belonged to the store. I have very vivid dreams. So I check for a telephone, I find a telephone, and now I'm all worried about fingerprints. So I pick up the telephone, I call the police. Police come down, they show up. They're looking around, asking me questions, see what I can help them with. They're dusting things for prints. And they asked me, well, did you pick up any evidence from this? And I said, oh, yeah, all these wads of money. They said, how do you know that they're from this incident? I said, I don't. I just found wads of money on my way up to the store, and I figured that it was probably a robbery where they got all the money. And the cop takes a look in the drawer of the register, and it's full of money. As they do the investigation that day, they find out that the safe in the house is closed and full. They find out that the store safe is fine, as is the register drawer, still full of money. And then they tell me that they'll take the money for now. Turns out that it is not related to the crime. They'll give it back to me. So I give it to them, thinking that, well, it's going to help them solve this murder. And I've done my deed. And I just went back home to my grandparents' house down the hill at the lake. Ooh, this one's a really shiny coin. It's probably a 69D. Nope, it's a 69S. This one's got a huge amount of shine. Don't know whatever happened to the money because I woke up as soon as I started heading back toward the house. Never had the dream again, never continued. So I didn't know whether or not it sounded pretty good that like I was going to end up with the money because they couldn't connect it to the crime at the time we were there. But I never found out anything. That was a dream. I have those once in a while, you know. This coin for Bill Betts right here is a really nice shiny 1969S. Unfortunately, it is not a special coin of any kind like a Diverity or Error, but it is a very shiny coin. I've also had some very, very spooky dreams that were extremely vivid, and I would wake up from those thinking I was still in them. I can't really discuss them in public because they involve scenes that are very graphic in nature. Andy, most of my dreams I wouldn't like to come true, that's for sure. Some of the stuff, one of my dreams, one of my recurring nightmares with my PTSD, centers around a car. Or not a car, a bus. So I'm in a car going down the highway, and there's this overturned bus that's on fire. Nobody around. So I look to see if I can do anything about maybe helping the burning people in this bus. By the time I get into the bus, I see two members of my family sitting in the back of the bus, and the members of the family change on occasion as I continue this dream. Because I've had this dream probably 500 to 1,000 times now. And I get back to the back of the bus, and the reason there's two family members there is because my going rule is that I can only save one of them because there's no room to save both, and the bus is going to come to a complete flame out before I have any chance to get two people out. So I end up having to select between family members as to which one I'm going to save. That's the kind of dreams I normally have. Having dreams about coins is quite welcome. Even if they turn up to be macabre or weird, it's still welcome. The flood, the store. Hey, Wild Bill, I have not found anything in this rule except coins that are not 1969S coins. I mean, it was wrapped in 69, that's obvious. All the 69 coins in here are bright and shiny, but they're not all 69S. And we found a couple of circulated coins from the 60s. But as luck would have it, nothing valuable out of the coins that are not 69S Lincoln cents. All we have is normal 1969S and some 69D, 69 plain, and a few other coins from the early 60s. Jeff Stanley. No sheet. What do you mean sheet? Oof. A spotty little guy. That's Jeff Stanley there. Coin number 46. Oops. Okay, coin number 46. Now Chuck Patillo, coin number 47. I've been thinking about one thing that might speed up the process just a little bit, but I don't want it to seem like I'm trying to be unfair in any way or shape or form. But here's what I was considering. I'll ask this over a few different streams and see what you guys think. I was thinking about taking my little name cards here and preloading them inside of the flips. And then if I preload them inside the flips, then I can just turn the flips one by one, turn them over, and there's your name. So this Chuck Patillo here would be underneath this little guy, and as I'd flip it over, you'd see the name. The reason for the draw live is to show you that I'm being fair and up about things, but I think most people here are fine with what I do, the way I do it. And I would be perfectly okay with someone saying, no, I don't really trust that idea. Ah, no sheet. Okay. I get it now. So then the idea of, instead of drawing these out of a bag, they're preloaded inside the flip inserts at random. So I have no idea whose name goes in what spot. I, of course, have no idea what the coin looks like for that spot. So I can't really cheat. It's just a matter of saving a little bit of time so I don't have to stuff the inserts with this little name slip during the show. And your name is already preloaded into the flip insert so I don't mess anything up. I just think it's a good idea. I'm thinking about changing my rule to do that. I'm just asking what you think about that. You would like to be in. Now, I'm not talking about getting into the roll. I'm talking about once you're in the roll and I make one of these sheets for your name, I go ahead and pre-stuff them into the inserts at random so that coin number 1 goes to somebody I don't know who it is. Well, Jeff Stanley's going to get a free coin there. And so if I get to coin number 37, it happens to have Joe McBride in it, and then Joe McBride gets coin number 37. It's the same thing as drawing it out of the bag, only they're pre-drawn and pre-stuffed. Makes the process faster. Because see, now I'd be done because it would already be in the insert. Now I have to go down here, get it picked up off the desk, and put it in here. Now I'm done. Takes an extra 10 seconds. You're talking about 10-15 seconds per coin. You're talking about a minute and a half, 2 minutes per video. And things just seem to be easier that way because I'm not picking and trying to get that name up off the desk. And there's only one pile to worry about. Oop, what do I have here? Is that machine doubling maybe? Let's zoom in and take a good look at that. That looks like it could be an RPM north. Well, I'm not getting it focused very easily, but it is not an RPM. No, not an RPM. No, sir. It will give us more time to look at the actual coins, too. See, I just got finished with coin number 50, and it's 4 o'clock on the dot. So, did pretty good with that. But I think it would go a little faster. I think I could get done inside of 45 minutes if I pre-stuffed. So I'm going to try that for next time around. For the next reveal that we're going to do, I'm going to try it and see how well it works. That's going to be a 6 o'clock reveal today. It's going to be the 87D roll. I've got to get another 69S roll out, find it, source it, and get it in so that I will be able to give credit where credit is due for the coins in this roll that are not 1969S or are not in good enough condition. And then we can do a second roll. It's going to come up. It's going to be a reveal number 185. It's going to be Sunday, so mid-afternoon. I don't want to do any on Saturday because Saturday is the actual holiday and people are going to be out doing their barbecue cooking or driving around or going to the lake or whatever they're going to do. And so I'll wait till Sunday to do these reveals. On Sunday, I'll be able to tell you if we're too busy for me to get to it, and then I'd do it on Monday. We are going to have reveals next week, but next week is the last week that we will have reveals until mid-August. And the reason for that is because I am going to have to get packed to move and start moving. And so I can't have a bunch of mail sitting around or a bunch of coins that need to go in the mail. I'm going to have to finalize everything, get it all done, get it all mailed out. Jessica will continue to do Sunday auctions throughout this period of time. I'm sending her boxes of stuff to work on. And so she will have coins throughout the period of time that I'm going to be moving. She'll be doing a Sunday auction. And I will be picking back up on the Tuesday evening auctions probably the second week of August. But I will continue to do reveals this coming week. There will be a box lot sale. I know you guys like those. Box lot sales full of coins and rolls of coins. Partial rolls, full rolls, just whatever I grab. And that box lot sale will replace the Tuesday auction. It's going to be a little bit earlier in time. I believe I'm going to do it at 6 p.m. Eastern Time next Tuesday. At 6 p.m. Eastern Time next Tuesday will be a box lot sale. It will last until 10 o'clock. It's probably going to be a 3-hour to 4-hour auction. Got a lot of stuff to sell. So go start pawning off your guns and cars and valuable items, because you're going to need the money. You're going to want coins. And without being able to get them from the bank on a regular basis, this will be your next best bet, because there's going to be all kinds of dates and mint marks here. There's going to be wheat cent rolls in this too. There's going to be some BU wheat cent rolls. And then the reveals are going to be very nice for next week. So there will be BU wheat rolls, there will be partial to BU wheat rolls, and there will be circulated wheat rolls, I do believe. But that's not going to do anything to affect Jessica's Sunday auction schedule. I will continue doing the reveals up until I'm finished with them. And then I'll have to shut it down while I move. And then we'll open up in the new office. When we open up in the new office, we're going to be back to business as normal. In fact, I'm very excited to be getting into the new office. We may have some smaller sales for a while, and then they'll get bigger as time goes on. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and take off. We're done with this particular roll. I appreciate everyone listening to me and stopping by and having a good time. I swear my hands don't look that bad in person. I have no idea why it picks them up and makes them look this bad on the camera. That's horrible. I look horrible. You look at me in person, I really don't look that bad. The new office, yes, it is bigger, twice the size of what I'm working in now. So I got a couple of hours to get my dinner stuffed into me, get some work done, and get back here. So you guys, dishpan hands, you guys take care of yourselves. I'll be back at 6.